Hey guys, just before we get into this video, I just want to apologize because the audio on my mic is a bit weird. I'm getting used to a new mic here, and so you can hear some background noises, so I apologize for that in advance. That will be in the next video, but yeah, let's get right into it. Hey, what's going on guys? It's me again, Meteor here, and today we are back in Forzana. So yeah, as you can see, this is the update video, because it's the update video on the third era. So yeah, the third era has been the longest era so far, so this might be a pretty long video. I know a lot of you guys know a lot of the stuff that's happened already, because I've done it in old videos, and you might have even been present in the room to see it. But anyway, I'm going to cover it from the beginning all the way until the end, every single event, which will be in the third era book, which I'll be writing right after I upload this video. Anyway, so yeah, we are here in, sorry, not in, at the spawn tower. So at the beginning of this era, the spawn tower was literally just a tower in the middle of nowhere. There was none of these walls. There was that monument, and there was nothing else. And someone has placed water here. That's annoying. Oh, it's not water. It's carpet. What's going on here? Moderator donation box. No, I did not say yes to this. Um, I'll have to talk to them about that. Anyway, so let's get straight into it. So basically, the first ever event to happen on in this era, on the very first day, was the splitting up of the cave dwellers. So if we go over here now, we'll be at their base. So yeah, the cave dwellers split up on the very first day, and it's the base is pretty different now. So now, before they split up, Mill was the leader. Now the leader is Zingy, because Mill is one of the people that left. But yeah, this is Zingy's house. But anyway, so yeah, this is the cave dwellers base. It's pretty empty now, although it was grief, but it looks like they've repaired it. Um, so yeah, this is the cave dwellers base, and yeah, so there used to be like a bunch of people in here, but then like half them left. Yeah, they repaired it. Um, they repaired most of it, but yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, now we're gonna head over to the Legion, which is full of ex-cave dweller members. So yeah, cave dweller base, Legion time. So yeah, here we are. Here is the cave dweller, not the cave dwellers, the Legion's base. And most of the Legion came from the cave dwellers. Oh, there's someone dying. But yeah, they got a nice little villager farm going. They're a sky base, a really big sky base. But yeah, that was the first event. So Mill used to be the leader of the cave dwellers. He's now the leader of the Legion. And a bunch of other people have come over, like Milo and Trapping Shadow. But yeah, the reason they left was because the cave dwellers were getting too overcrowded. But yeah, cave dwellers, they have a space station up there. Haven't been up there in a while. But yeah, cave dwellers, that was the first event. So yeah, the second event to take place on the realm, not on the realm, in the third era was the first flight. So we're over here at Random Nation because they sort of started it all. They were over in Fennisland when they built the first flying machine. But that wasn't the beginning of everything, because the flying machine was just a small step. Then began the space program, because right after that, Random Nation decided to fly up in a rocket to space. And you can see it up there, they've got a space station. So we're just going to fly all the way up to it. It's changed a lot since we've been last up there. I've added some pretty cool stuff in. So now there is zero gravity up here, which I think is really cool. But first we gotta get up. Got a zombie up here? I think there's a zombie up here. Oh no, they got villagers up here. But yeah, so as you can see, we have some zero gravity, which is slowness, slow falling, and jump boost. Can we make it? Yes. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, that was the first flight. Oh, they've got a map as well. This is a map of Spawn and Random Nation. Looks pretty nice. Oh, you've even got Rome in there. But yeah, let's get on to the next part. So yeah, that was Random Nation and they're flying. But I just want to mention before I move off that, like sparked something huge. We now have about 4 space stations around the realm. And it's not all Random Nations either. And there's even talk of an international space station, like somewhere above that place there, where everyone could sort of just come together and as a sort of platform to, twist around, turn your flying machines around. So yeah, let's move on to the next bit. So, as I said, at the beginning of the third era, this wall was not here. That is because no one had given the idea of a spawn town yet. But then Alto in the Discord went along and said, "Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to have like a spawn town where we can build little houses." I was like, "Yes." Sorry, I got that wrong. It wasn't Alto, it was Grange. And I was like, "Yes, well, let's do that." So I built a wall around spawn. I put it in a command block which would not allow creepers to spawn in permanently. There's a sign here. Wow, it's a scam. Gotta break the box. Legally gotta say it's a scam. Yeah. What diamonds do they get? None. That's good. Don't give this diamonds. Bad idea. The fact this used to be where there's like... Yeah, this is where the command block is to teleport to the USSR. Anyway, as I was getting back onto, so I built a wall around it. So yeah, this is where the wall of spawn came from. And you all actually saw me build that wall in one of the old videos. Anyway, the next thing to happen in the third era was something called the Coalition. Now this is something you guys haven't heard about. It's one of the ones that I didn't speak about in the video. So basically, it was a big false alarm. So we're just gonna go. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna fly over there. Why would we fly over there when we can just go straight from here? So I also built the teleport wall, as you can see. It's just a wall with all of the places you can teleport to. And what we need to go to is where are they? Banded Doggo, Starvation Nation. That's where we need to go to. Teleport there. It chooses now not to work. 1 minute, guys. Let me just fix this. Okay, let's go now. Starvation Nation. Let's go. So yeah, it just teleports you right to the base. So yeah, we're not going to go inside. There's no need for that. But basically, Wadalai owns this nation. So basically, he got someone new in his realm. And while he was offline, this new person, I'm not going to put out any names because that's unfair, went out and said, yeah, we're starting a new alliance. So if you know before, the UN is like an alliance between a bunch of people, like the Legion, the USSR, Random Nation. They're all a part of the UN. And they're pretty peaceful. But yeah, so this guy came out and said, we are making the Underdogs. I think it was, yeah, the Underdogs Coalition. And that is to put an end to the UN and the hierarchy of the server. And he said Wadalai has supported this, and he is the leader of this coalition. So there was a lot of uproar in the Discord about that, and they're like, okay, you can try and go to war with us, but you'll lose. And I was just sort of watching like, content. But then I find out off Wadalai that he actually had nothing to do with this. So I'm like, well, that was a big waste of time, and I deleted the coalition off the map because it didn't exist. I just put the normal labels on, and I contacted the person saying you can't make stuff up, and that was the end. But that lasted for about an hour, and it was a pretty big scare because we were like, oh, we're gonna have a massive world war as the first war on the realm, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I wonder what would have happened if it really happened, because the cult did join the coalition, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, on to the next event. Okay, so the next event was the Rise of Rome. So shouldn't really be in this part because this was Apex Predators at the time. But if we go over here, we will find the base of Rome. So this was previously occupied by Chaos Empire, but Rome were actually the first people to settle here. They just hadn't claimed the nation, and Chaos Knights was like, okay, yeah, you can stay here. I'll move. And he has moved. He's moved somewhere that way. But yeah, there's a llama up there. But yeah, so this is Rome. It's a pretty cool nation, and their door is gone, but doesn't look like they've been griefed or stolen from, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is Rome, and they like rose really quickly. They started building wheat fields. They built walls around. Honestly, this is like, I feel, one of the coolest bases here. It's well defended. It's difficult to get into, as we saw with the war against Apex Predators. But yeah, so The next thing that happened was the first event. Now, if I recall, this event was the battle royale on the sea, where everyone just fought against each other. And as you saw, Potter Fan and Mill won that. It was a pretty cool event. I really enjoyed making it and wrapping it. But yeah, um, next up was the war. The first war on the realm was Rome against apex predators. So yeah, this entire path used to not be here. It used to be just like, in fact, they built a second wall between each other because they just kept on arguing. And the war was started over sheep. Basically, someone stole someone else's sheep and then they killed them, and then they were like, no, refund us our sheep, and they were like, no, we're going to go to war with you now. And then they went to war. So apex predators were beaten by a huge amount. It was 6 kills on Apex's side to 30 kills on Rome's side. So, Rome were just killing all of them over and over again. And they decided to build a little memoriam for the war, which has got signs in it, and as you saw, and it's called the Iced Blade War because, it's out here in the tundra, and, diamond swords are like ice. But yeah, now they're going to build a little village out here, like a little city for villagers, and they've already started out that here. But yeah, so after that, the apex predators were like banished. They couldn't come back, so they went out this way, and they moved all the way over here. Now, this is now technically sort of under Roman control. It's not. It's still a nation, which is the nation that came after apex predators, but they're a part of the Roman Empire, which is an alliance like the UN. But that's got nothing to do with the Third Era. That all happened in the Fourth Era. But yeah, so this is the nation base. So on to the next event. There's still more. This all happened on the 5th and 6th day. Well, guys, it actually turns out the best place to start on the next thing that happened in the Third Era is actually right here in a nation's base. So the leader of Apex Predators was a guy called Panda's Got Skills, and he went out and started. He was pretty annoyed that he lost. He didn't think it was fair, but I remember I looked over everything. Everything was done fairly. Everything was done with the rules, but he was not okay with it. So he started off by griefing their wall. Then he was also the one that griefed the fountain. And I just told him, okay, if you do stuff again, step out of line again, you're getting banned. And he'd already done a lot of stuff already on the server. He griefed someone one more time. I was like, okay, that's enough. You've been banned. You were warned, and I banned him. Which, in my opinion, is completely fair. That's how it's going to go. If I tell you I'm going to ban you next time you do anything and you do something else, you're going to get banned. But yeah, I banned him, and he's like, no, that's not fair. I'm going to send a bunch of people onto the realm just to grief you. And we found out that Panda was the new reincarnation of the Dark One. And he sent his army onto the server. And they were griefing everyone. As you saw in the last video, which referenced the coming of an end to the Third Era. And yeah, they griefed a nation a tiny bit. Not that much, though. They didn't grief any of Rome, because I'm pretty sure they stole the TNT off them. But they griefed everywhere else. And it was like huge. We had to get defenses up. TNT is now turned off on the server. But yeah, it was huge. It was like a battle in its own. It was the staff against them. But yeah, and it's sort of built up the server now. So their attacks have stopped. So I need to put up Panda's name in the Tomb of the Cursed. And we're going to move on from there. So we are now in the last days of the Third Era. And the Third Era came to the end on a pretty good note. The attacks of the Dark One had stopped, and we went into the next event, which was the big lore event, which you saw in the last video, which was Ukan's monastery event, where we found out much more about the war that happened before this, before all of Forzana. But yeah, that was the end. That was it. It's the end of the Third Era. So yeah, that was a pretty long update video. Went through all of the events of the Third Era. I wouldn't usually do this for an era, but this one was pretty long, and I remember not getting to getting through all of this stuff. Sorry, I've been pretty messed up in this video, messing up what I'm saying. I'm pretty tired. Just gone back from school. I was going to do this video on Wednesday when I had more time, But I know, I got some free time now, so might as well. But yeah, that was all of that. I do need to do some work on the server, like Banker Trotsky was killed, so I need to replace him with Banker. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it was Ian's chosen name. And I also need to add some names to the Tomb of the Blessed and the Tomb of the Cursed. But yeah, other than that, that's all that's went down. In the fourth era, of course, there's the form of the Roman Empire, and tensions are rising. The USSR has expanded, but we'll get onto all of that in the next video. So yeah, guys, this is me, Meteor, and I am signing out. Hope you enjoyed.